Okay, everybody, he's going live. Everybody, run! Okay.
But once you see it on default on aerial for the start, and we'll go through some.
I'm looking. That's the standard.
And I've got it all in capitals. I could easily, especially for the eye, I could do a more visible, smaller eye just because it'll pop the dot above it for clarity. So we could take a look at that. We could just spam through a shit ton of these fonts real fast. We should actually do it at a rate that's useful. Is my feed up for you guys now?
Hey, you have a lot of those, eh?
There's a lot of fonts, right? You know.
Oh yeah.
And if we get ones like this that don't work, I can fix it, but ideally I would try to find ones that work right off the go.
Right. Yeah.
No, bell italic. So you like? Do you like that? So I know your logo is fairly simple in terms of the type of text. Do you like that as a font? More simple text? No.
Hey, Nick Indy, what's up? Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
Hey, Nick. These are the usual guys I hang out with.
Well, nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
I've never met either of
This
you
is
before
Nick.
in my life.
He just came from the Blender Discord channel.
Oh, which one?
Who are you, Quantum? How did you get in here?
The good one.
There is 3 different blenders, you know. It's actually quite hard to figure out sometimes which one is the right one. Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
The big one.
The one I'm in.
Which one are
The
you
only
again?
one I'm in.
Don't mind Larvantholos. He always teases, you know, Quantum a
It's
little bit.
the right one, and that's all I know.
So, what happened since you came over here? Not that you're not welcome. It's always nice to meet new people.
Oh no.
No, you're definitely not welcome. Sorry.
Blender users are more than welcome, after my opinion.
It's like, nice that you could join us, but get out. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just keep using my 3ds Max. Thank you very much.
Works for me. But yeah, no, I'm Nick. I've been using Blender for like 8-10 years.
Why?
Oh, that means you're a pro.
Yeah, last couple of years, really getting into it.
No, I posted in stream chat his portfolio.
Why would you do that?
Nishni, I know how much you love going to other places and reading stuff.
Oh yeah,
I just finished up this head, and it's pretty good topology. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks pretty good.
All right, let's see this
Well, the
portfolio.
person that gives critiques is Larvantholos. He's very good at human bodies.
All right.
Actually.
That's right. That's terrible work.
You have
Terrible
more
work.
experience
Also,
than I
I haven't seen it yet. Where's the link? Hey, the law over on Picardo. Thanks for tuning in. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a long time. I think this is your font, by the way, Massini. I think this is the one.
No, it's not.
This is the one. I know it. I know it in my heart. The Edwardian script. How about this elephant text?
No.
You don't like elephant?
How
about elephant italic? That's better?
No. That's not even better.
How about forte?
I very much like
Is that your forte?
Nah, that's not gonna work either.
So let's see if I can't find Larvantholos' link to his stream.
So I just want to see.
You're
I want
streaming
to
on
see.
both still, right?
Holy damn, Nick! What do you do for a living?
I sell bread at a farmer's market.
You're kidding me, right?
No.
You're
That
kidding
did
me.
not, like, that was well placed and well timed. There is no way that was a lie.
You're kidding me, right? With that art?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting better.
By the way,
Thank you.
Nishni, do
Something terrible's
white-
going on.
No, more like
stuff.
I'm more like looking for people that are interested in earning a buck or two and getting their name on a credit list for a game.
Aha. Been there. Done that.
Mussini,
Yeah, but
I found it.
yeah, no, not that one.
The freestyle script. Come on now. You don't like
Want
that?
to buy a skull with a candle?
I want the skull, but not the candle.
Nice thing is, actually, it is... I don't know if you guys know any of the Blender nodes. Let me open it up real quick. But you can take it right off.
Yeah, I know. I do use Blender, but it's more like adding and snapping things to vertices so it don't match up. That's more the best I can do.
Okay.
And then make lousy deals with people, for example, with the Larvantholos here, and also another guy called Kobe, and we have Clay also.
Okay. There's a little breakdown of it. So the nice thing is that the candle is included in the material, so it's only one material for the whole object, and it's got a mask for the subsurface scattering. But the mesh is separate, so you can kind of just go into edit mode and rip it off, and the material's just fine.
I found the one. Mussini.
I'm not sure if I'm there to look. The last one I looked at, the last one. No. I was just curious. Are you not sitting at the computer right now?
Am I not sitting at the computer?
Yeah, because the chair is empty.
Yeah, it's because my camera crashed and it's probably it's frozen on an
There's
image.
nobody in the room, and you just see the computer moving. Oh, that's great.
There we go.
Sorry.
I exist again.
I really don't
No,
think.
still hasn't updated.
Yeah.
There it is.
The problem is right now, Nick, that we're making a new logo for Vivanox, the company I represent.
Cool.
And also that we have been looking for 6 years. We've been working on this game for 6 years, yeah, and we've been looking actually for character creators, artists, and things like that the last 3 years, and we haven't been able to find any.
Do you guys have a like a playable demo or anything?
We do have some small things, yeah, but it's actually I'm just waiting for the main programmer to be done with fixing up some stuff. Then I'm working on releasing the client so people could test it out.
Cool. Tell me about your game.
Well, it's a first person versus third person versus top down. It's a 3 different game modes. That means you have 16 players on a field, 8 on each team, and they decide their own game mode. That means you can decide if you want to play as a third person, first person, or top down. Top down, aka, and it works.
What
That's the whole part.
What about this font?
No, not that one.
Where are you guys
But it
looking?
seems so
I'm looking at stream text. I don't see anything.
Yeah, but it's more like he's
On my actual
The post
stream.
right before your skull thing is the stream, and we're
Gotcha.
watching Larvantholos stream.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do a little bit of game design. I studied computer science for 2 or 3 years before I did too much 3D art. I think.
How can you do too much?
I mean, I really started getting really into it in January. I said I'm gonna try to take 1 year and see if I can get a job doing 3D.
Tell me what you think of this one, Mussini.
Why is there a
This is
video?
not
I
a
just went
this is not a
outside
joke
to have a
font.
cigarette.
This one's not a joke font.
I just went
this
outside
is-
to have a cigarette.
this is
and then you're just
serious.
like,
This is a serious one.
come on, Lava, stop that. By the way, your camera has crashed again.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
If
Don't
if
listen.
you were inside, maybe I'd believe you. Here, I'll keep that one on the screen, and I'll just go back to scrolling through the other ones.
But no, the thing is, Nick, that we are missing out a concept artist. We actually built the whole game without a concept artist.
Aha, tricky.
Well, when you can't afford it, do it yourself.
That's right.
It's not bad.
And we do need a concept artist. We are in desperate need for it, and also other things. But we work with what we have, and it works.
Yeah, I mean it's tricky when you don't have funding. That's why things like Kickstarter are up and around. I don't know if anyone's still using it, but that's what it's there for.
I have to say, I'm afraid of using it after I have
used so far.
Yeah, that was like I was going to say too, because I've seen many people misusing Kickstarter at that point, and that's not our intent.
Oh, totally.
We actually insist on everything that is made in 3D, and it's something we pay for for a freelancer. We insist on that a freelancer is showing that on his art station.
Aha.
You know, just for showing, like, hey, I actually did something for somebody. I'm allowed to show it and all that. Take a look.
Oh my god, I have a hole in my fucking pants. Right near my
And that doesn't make sense for some
I think I found the.
I just now noticed that.
I think I found pretty darn close to the font that they used for your original logo, which looks like MS Gothic.
We are back. Need to get the dogs out.
With the bad kerning and everything. It's got to be something along those lines.
Oh my god, that's a pretty big fucking hole. You know, you might be right about that one. Oh, so slightly.
See if we can find an appropriate one to jump off of. That one's not bad either.
So, you had a long day? How was your day? Tell me about your day.
Is my keyboard loud enough for you guys?
No, I want you to crank it up to power level over 9,000.
This is what MX Cherry Blues sound like. My favorite. Data that.
Well,
What
I'm
other
back
cool
again.
stuff do we got
Welcome
to share?
back.
Schema.
Mm-hmm.
Who has cool stuff?
So your game, what engine are you using?
Unreal Engine.
Okay.
It's easier to make compatible to Linux.
Okay.
And when it
respect
works
that.
on and when it works on Linux, we can actually get it to work a little bit on Mac if it's necessary. But yeah,
No.
Gotcha.
Any game to that. Ever. And that's coming from the Mac user.
I know, but I'm like, it is important to get it to work on all three operating systems.
Or at least, you know, the non-Mac operating systems. It's fine.
Yes, but you sacrifice a lot.
I was a Linux user, just a couple weeks ago, for
Okay.
months and months.
And you decided it was not for you?
So I upgraded my computer, and in the process, I really wanted to mess around with ZBrush, and ZBrush does not have like native support for Linux.
Nope.
Sadly.
Yeah, it's a bummer. So I downloaded Windows. I was dual booting for a while, and then my SSD's really tiny. So I was like, all right. So I deleted my Linux partition, and here we are.
Mm. Well, I used my old computer I had before, also used for programming, and then I just upgraded to Linux, and then I bought
Cool.
a new one.
Now, what distro are you using?
Sadly enough, I'm using Windows 10 on the new one, and I'm using Kubuntu on the other one.
Okay. I tried a new one. It was called KDE Neon, and it was just a Ubuntu distro, but it was really nice. It had just about everything I needed.
I like the old Ubuntu 14.04. That one I like, but when they start switching the, you know, how the look should be and the design, I was like, no,
Wow.
that I didn't like.
Ah,
Nick, you
Let's
got
see.
notifications from your art station?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I do.
As
was
soon
gonna
as I
say-
hit that follow button, all I heard is ding.
That's gotta be you,
Wow.
Robbie.
That was like too close for it not to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have the app on my phone, and then on my computer, I also have it open, so it did go bing for me. Bing bing?
You have a nice pit bull dog. No, that's not a pit bull. What are those small bastards?
Those are small bastard dogs.
Ankle biters, they are.
Yeah. Yippers? I believe. Yeah, I mean, the idea of that one was I really wanted to get a nice particle system for hair, and it was like my first crack at it, and it was just too patchy and ugly. I think it's on my art station, but I removed it from being visible. So that was the skin underneath.
Doesn't look that bad.
And then I did like a really quick ugly rig on like the eyebrows and ears and face. And I was like, okay, I can actually get some kind of cool expressions out of this, which was really fun to kind of make something come to life. I put it on Reddit, and it was the top on Blender for like 3 days.
Nice.
I was pretty happy about that.
Good job.
Here
I
we
really
go.
like the pumpkin too, actually.
Yeah, the pumpkin set. I actually have it on my wall, and one thing printed out. This little pumpkin. But the pumpkin's kind of sad because that was the very first sculpt I made this year. I was like, that should be pretty easy to make, and I did, and it was really easy. Let me show you guys the guy that made me want to personify some sort of vegetable. I really like this artist. Let me see if I can find him. There it is.
What you doing, Lavantholos?
Bing bing.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
He's playing around, seeing if
I'm
he can
trying
find
to-
something.
So I went through my entire font list. These are all the ones I think might be okay. Based on general information you've given
Danielle
me.
Leonard.
And I have 2 more links for you if you're interested, Nick,
Yes.
but that's how it works right now. But
Okay,
yeah, I'm
I
looking at
haven't
it
had
now.
the chance. Haven't had a chance to watch them yet. I'm gonna do it now.
Like I say, I go back over the font website too and see if I find something out there. None of these
Yeah.
are suitable, but
But it's more like fonts is one thing, but ours need to be, redesigned and made in a special way.
yeah.
If you took the V, for example, and flipped it upside down and used that as an I, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I can do
Okay,
that.
how are you guys handling networking?
With Linux and Mac and Linux and Windows.
Right, but
Usually we just
Well, what
talk
are
to
you
each
for?
other and then,
No,
that
no,
network
no,
builds
you-
out
you-
from there.
You're referring to networking, how the networking is being done in the game.
yes.
Login system with username and password.
Okay. I mean, that works. Did you guys find like a network asset or something for Unreal?
We build it ourselves. We used to be a REST, and the rest of it we build ourselves.
Okay. But you're not a programmer.
No, I'm a hobbyist.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, I don't know how many people I've met that, hey, this here doesn't work. Well, I have 2 programmers. One is called Paliqualia, and the other one is called Soar. And both of them are rather good. So they do know what they're talking about. And trust me, getting that network section up and running, that was a pain.
Yeah,
That's
networking is
done
usually
well.
the big hurdle.
Or a Blender user.
I can say this much: when we start opening up for those people here on this Discord and a couple others, bring them in to see what happens, they're gonna experience something special in the game.
That's fun. So these
Uh,
character models.
Yeah.
So you didn't have an artist? Did you use like
No,
Make Human or
nobody
something?
believed in that it was possible to make in our game. Everybody said it's not possible to make a game like that.
I don't think nobody ever said that.
I mean,
They more than likely said you shouldn't use them. in
No,
game, but
They didn't say shouldn't, they said it can't be done.
It can't be done. There you go.
But it is working, and it also supports this 2 special function. I don't want to send you the first person because it's the same as the third. So there's no reason for that. But what you're seeing there is in-game, and it's being paid for when people start using it.
Hmm.
And the box doesn't. The box slides out in the top down. It doesn't stay up in the corner. It slides out the black box.
Nice watch, by the way.
Thanks. That's that's the watch I wear every day.
Advertisement. Per level.
I like the style. Hate
Oh, the
watch.
wooden ones?
I like to tell time, not try to figure out what time it is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so I think wooden watches are really cool. Just because they're extremely light compared to any other watch. You really forget you're wearing it. And it looks kind of cool, I think. It's posted 5 months ago, that watch.
Not my type of watch. Not like my digital watch,
Yeah.
if anything. But I do have one of those old-timey watches that used to be in, like, Butler's pockets. I forgot what those watches were called. Pocket watches, I think.
Pocket watches, yeah. Intel.
Nope. It was pocket watches.
So my worry here is for a game with 3 modes of perspective,
How are you going to balance it?
one of them is going to be optimal.
Nope.
Okay. So in first-person view, in a top-down mazy-like map, you can't see your enemies around corners, but someone from a top-down view can. How is
Nope.
that balanced?
Nope, he can't.
Okay, Larvantholos, have you
Okay.
ever watched Stargate?
Star what?
I'm open for all the questions you
Because
have,
that kind
Nick.
of looks like Stargate symbol.
Now, somebody from
Because
Stargate.
I
would-
see it's the same map here. The last 2 videos you sent me.
That's not the same map. It's a different map. The one you're seeing there is the testing map we're just being showing off. We're just after Larvantholos was making the logos today. I've been allowed to open up more and more because it's just a matter of time before we start opening up and letting people in and want to hear people's opinions about with what is bad, what needs to be fixed, and what is good.
Okay.
It's more like we need to adjust it now, but we don't have a functional website. We do own a website, but we don't know anybody who knows how to code and what we're looking for.
That's the very first job I had. Well, one of the first. I did freelance web design for 2 years. It's a terrible job. I don't recommend it for anyone. I made a lot of money when I was 15, but
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
It looks exactly like the Stargate symbol.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking a little bit about. I think that's gonna give some issues, maybe.
No, should be fine.
But no-
Stargate. What is Stargate?
But no, you are quite right with how we're going to manage that little problem on who can see what. And it was decided right away when we built the game, it's not possible to see around walls. So
Okay, from a top-down perspective, also
Yeah.
not possible.
the only way you can see through see on walls, that's if you have hey Paolo, if you have somebody, if somebody else your team look at that way, you can see it on the map, of course, because he's a team player. That makes sense, right? Then you
Mhm.
can see him, but when you're out of sight, you can't see him.
Got it.
So, Nick, I told you I resurrected this voice channel. Did you not believe me? When I said, yeah, I resurrected a voice channel.
Well, there were people in it now, but will there be tomorrow? Only time will tell.
Well,
Not,
as
not
long
if
as you-
not if Quantum's here. I won't come here when he's here.
Check this little run around.
Lavantholos more quiet than usual. Mishni.
Yeah, he is.
Me?
No, Larvantholos.
No, Lavantholos.
Oh yeah, I made him 200% actually.
Same here.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm,
didn't
I'm
like that
working.
for a
I'm
long
working
time.
on this logo. That's what I'm doing.
Well,
I'm working.
just to be on the safe side here, Nick, the first thing we're going to do with the game when we're releasing it for the public, right? If you're a Windows or Mac user, you're going to have to
Hold
pay
on,
for it.
yeah.
But you're a Linux user, you get it for free.
Well, hopefully people know how to just do like a virtual box or know how to install Linux.
That's not going to work. I already
that-
covered that. I already covered that section also, so it's not going to work.
How would that not work?
Because you need to be registered at a certain Linux forum. And if you have been registered before 2017, it's doable. If it's 2018, you can't access. You have to pay for it.
Hey, that's pretty limiting. I mean,
Nope,
I used
actually-
Linux in 2017, but I never signed up on a forum.
Sorry for saying it like this, right? And I'm not trying to be rude, but boo-hoo.
Okay.
It's like, then pay the. It's only the game is going to be free for everybody after the first year anyway, so
Okay.
it's more like,
Don't
the
worry about it.
starting phase.
He's a douche to everybody. I'm joking.
But yeah, I am a douche at some point, but I'm saying like boo-hoo, but it's like some people know what to do and where to look, and we're actually interested in getting the right people here and not the wrong ones.
No, I mean, hey, man, it's your game. If you want to limit how people are getting into it in early stages, do it.
It's more like, it's not that we want to, it's more like we don't have any other choice. We need to make something that people will say, hey, how can a company actually think about, selling something like that and make it free for Linux, but Mac and Windows, they have to pay. Why is it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a
I
bunch of
guess you're
assholes.
supporting. Hell, I don't care, dude. I love Linux. Support it.
Never used it. Ever.
The main issue we have
Actually.
with this game is that if we add in too many textures, the board brand, or the connection speed back and forth is going to be laggy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I'm normally maintain and keep my eye on.
Have you seen the Unreal video about calling textures and whatnot? Out of curiosity, Mishni?
No, you're asking me? Okay. Send the link, maybe. Maybe I have.
Do you know how many videos Unreal releases? You want me to find out?
I've been using Unreal since 4.7, so yeah, I know how many there are out there. It's
4.7 then, huh?
sadly not. We were using Unity at one point, and before Unity, we had the original code for getting to work in Second Life.
Second Life.
Yeah,
Interesting. Classic. Oh, I know Second Life, yeah.
Now it's not about classic, but we've been trying out in so many places, and people said, well, nobody's gonna play it. And suddenly, when we were working at a net cafe, we had League of Legends players and Counter-Strike players looking us over the shoulder and like, hey, when can we start playing it? And then we just let them test it out for fun.
Cool.
And it went rather well, because if you think about it, Counter-Strike players don't like League of Legends players, and League of Legends players has the same opinion about Counter-Strike players.
Bringing the world together.
Yeah, in a way.
So who else is involved in this project, in this call?
Who's not? Okay, sorry. We
No,
are...
buddy,
I'm not
Mishni
involved,
at the moment.
even though I'm making a logo.
That's not true, Quantum, because then you're talking about something you don't know. You have met my boss. He was online here. I have Paliquale.
Like I said, nobody here.
No, nobody here. I thought you said it was nobody at all. We have 3, 5, including me, 6 people. And it's been on voluntary base for the last 6 years. It's just about when we started, and 4 years, about 2 years ago, we started opening up and making it a company instead, and just earning on getting donations for what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
The game will have that possibility that you can buy characters in game and you can buy different skins.
What do you think about this kind of stuff?
No. I'm still like, you're still keeping it a little bit to the same design. I'm like, go nuts. Try something for fun.
No. It's 3DS
But also
Max.
we have-
We don't try things for fun. We just duplicate things.
But also, Nick, we have what's it called? We have been having a monthly blog that lasts 2 years on our website, so we do have something to fall back on. You know, so people can see that we are really working on this here. And being,
Right.
you know, having a monthly blog is actually very important, especially if you're having a game and you want to distribute or
Mhm.
sell it. Maybe it's
Gotta
important
be
to keep.
transparent.
We just haven't had this chance yet to, you know, get out and, you know, to the different, what's it called, Unreal Engine and other game comms, you know, where you can see new games and new ideas and all that. We haven't had the chance to do that. It's not that we don't want to, we just can't afford it.
Gotcha.
And especially if you have if you, for me, example, I had a very expensive ex-girlfriend, right? So I couldn't afford, you know, traveling. You know how women can be, right?
You'd think she'd want to use the money for traveling.
She did by herself.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So no, for me, it's more like getting it done and making it work.
It's really his own fault for
No.
keeping her around.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. But anyways.
You had to be a man and ditch her. You gotta throw her to the gutters, man.
Mm.
You had to throw it to the gutters. But let's avoid this awkward silence and start
So-
talking about shit.
The one we're actually aiming for right now, that's Kobe's fault actually, but who doesn't really matter. It's a more like a Tunic style hand painted look we're looking for.
Okay.
But we have no problem at all to increase it to, you know, a higher quality if that was necessary. The only issue we have right now, it only supports 100 spectators in a spectator game. That's the only problem we have. We're trying to increase that one. It is doable, but it starts to get a bit laggy.
Yeah, it's not a bad number.
So you're just working at a grocery or something like that, you said?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Doesn't make sense with that quality of art you're showing, you know?
Hey, thanks. I'm getting better. The idea is to. I mean, I've done the freelance stuff for a while, and you can make money doing it. But I'd like to be somewhere where I get a salary and I walk in and I do work and I get better at it every day. That's the idea.
Yeah.
But if I can't do it by the end of the year, then it's back to computer science.
But it's just not as fun.
Well, they never said life would be fun. I'm gonna start texturing this face.
So what is it with this Oscar, the French bulldog? Don't tell me that's computer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I have my doubts about that dog too, actually. But
Yeah.
If you click on that link and then go to the next one, you can definitely tell that that dog is actually a 3D model.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'll show you another one I found really, really convincing. Let me scroll down a little bit. There it is. This is one of the more convincing humanoids I've seen.
So since you're saying you're on the right one, I also need to figure out which one is the right one. Mm, isn't that the one? Yeah, that's the right
Did you
one.
go and check out the ape?
Yeah, I saw the ape.
You can tell that ape is 3D, so it only makes sense that if he can get realistic as much as the as that ape for the dog, you can definitely tell that dog is definitely 3D.
Yeah,
And like
that'd be
Pavlov says, you can tell it's in its eyes.
Oh yeah, I've seen the lamb before too. His nose one. And he's got this shitty, like, what is this guy over here? Is it animated?
So just out of curiosity, since you're saying the right blender, is it true that a while back there was a big discussion on Blender and people started moving to a different blender? Because I've
No.
heard so many rumors about it. Because somebody didn't like one Blender section, they moved to another and all that.
Are you talking about a Discord server?
Yeah, Discord servers, yeah. Because I've
Oh.
noticed there's a lot of rumors going around those three blenders. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it, but I really want to hear their whole story actually.
No, I haven't heard that. The one that's in is fine now. Actually, one of the main admins is real is real tough with me. And there's a couple professionals on the Blender Discord that work in the industry and actually do a really good job.
Yeah.
And usually when I post something, I'll just get torn apart by those guys. But I guess it's reassuring because at least they're taking the time, whereas pretty much with anyone else, they're just gonna stay quiet.
Mm.
So it's reassuring in that way. But as far as I've seen, like quote unquote management of this Blender Discord server, it's pretty good. Pretty good people.
Yeah.
No complaints that I have.
I just find it really, weird that there are that many people on each community, right? And none of them are actually using the voice. It's like, why the hell even be there then?
I guess people jump in sometimes. Sometimes, I don't know. We do events, and that's when people actually get involved.
Yeah. I am looking at it for Larvantholos. I'm just like, no, I don't see it.
There's a new unwrapper coming to Blender in 2.8, I think.
Yeah.
And it needs to happen soon.
Don't count on it.
Yeah, the 2.8 code quest actually. Some stuff I really wanted just got implemented. It's pretty nice. Okay, that'll work. File, export. OB, FBX.
Did you just say OBX or did you say FBX?
I was starting to say OBJ, which would have been the wrong format to use. But I'm gonna start texturing this. It's pretty late.
Depends on where you're at right now. US?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then it's late. It's almost morning over here. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning here.
Gotta sleep sometime.
What's that? Ah, okay, I do sleep, but yeah.
Let's do that. Let's open Painter.
That would be a no. I don't think he ever asked me. Now I think about it.
Who?
You.
About if you want to
Talking
work?
about you behind your back. That's all.
Nah, I am normally used to that.
Nothing bad, I promise.
Well, I'm used to it. It's bad too. It's just not my fault when people, visiting at my door, I normally, hit them down and bury them alive. I'm like, shouldn't have come here. Yeah, precisely.
4K.
Ooh, I got it. Now we just need the perfect nitros.
So Pavlov, are you at home yet? You gotta be home. What you working on? Client work?
He doesn't do client work.
You just client work.
Okay. So are we in PopTech still, or?
No, Stream Shack.
What?
Being that a certain somebody's still streaming.
Oh yeah, that's true. But he's not the computer.
Oh, it crashed again.
No. It didn't. Oh? Looks like a movie scene or something like that.
After Effects.
Yeah.
Nice job, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So they're opening up her skull, putting something microrganic in it, and closing the skull again, and suddenly there's an alien popping out. We say, "Peekaboo." Or
No, I think it's realistic.
yeah, I know. I get that point, but who say it's not possible to have something inside your? Never mind. Jeez. No. What have I done to play with these guys? Nothing. Doing this freelance job is boring. I need the money. So, yeah.
That's so true, actually. People like those circles. Not gonna lie. I even like them. No,
Boo.
Ooh.
oh, you're back.
Or am I?
Nice. Did your wife whip you into action again?
She did, yeah.
I'm joking.
Did you just said did you get your wife wetter?
What? No.
Or did you said whip? No, never mind.
He might have. Oh, that's neat. A little bit. He's still keeping it to the normal style. Yeah, Mishni, what the fuck, man?
What? What have I done? I haven't said anything.
Except for
It just sounded like that Quantum was saying something pervert like he normally does.
right, because I'm the person who would dump a girl during a blowjob, like you.
It was not a girl, it was a woman.
That's right, Nick.
That's a different thing.
The blowjob.
I'm just gonna try to block that out.
Well, she chased me with a hammer while I was, trying to break up with her.
God, I wonder why.
We have interesting stories here.
No.
Yeah, Paolo just right away. Oh my god, I remember that story. Yeah, I wonder why.
It's a great fucking story. It's a dumb one. That's why
Actually,
it's so great.
I was thinking about making an animation out of it, you know? A woman and a guy lying down, and then suddenly the guy say,
No.
hey, honey, why not?
No.
I don't think she'd be offended with that.
Hey.
Hey, wonder
Maybe
what
this
my
time
ex
she'll
is
come
up
around
to.
with an actual gun instead of a fucking hammer and get the job done. By the way, everybody who's watching the Twitch, we do not recommend violence,
We don't?
nor do we appreciate.
Since when am I on a stream? Is that happening?
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
been on
you're-
the stream
you're,
for a while.
on the stream right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody can see your name, but they can hear you.
And they
Mm,
know you're awesome.
I'll be recognized.
Except we don't use your whole username. We just call you Nick.
That works.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Yeah,
Let's
Pablo.
see.
Everybody here?
No, they can't see what you're texting, Paolo, but we can always read it if we want to.
No.
Yes, we could.
If you want it to appear in the video, you gotta text it in the chat of the Twitch or fuck it. Ricardo,
actu-
that's the
actually-
meaning of it.
I'm sorry to say this here, Quantum, but it's actually nice to seeing you step, standing forward tall and saying, hey, I'm the moderator, I have to do this, this, and this, and that can be arranged, that, and that. It's actually nice to see you in action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can be a leader better than I can be a follower.
You did set follower than a father, right?
Yes, I did say follower. not
Okay, fair
follower.
Rather than fatherer.
That's also what I heard.
Yeah.
I have many of those.
Apparently, Mishni says I have a strong accent. But, being that I live in Central America, I don't know how that's possible.
Come on, you don't live in Central America.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
I live in Wisconsin.
Seems like
Nope.
a silly thing to lie about. So now you're just playing around with it, right, Larvantholos?
You said come
Yeah.
up with something because you didn't like the other one, so
I said I didn't like. I didn't say I didn't like. I was like I preferred the first one we made, and then the second one just like go nuts,
we're going nuts.
Maybe a couple of eyes in them or something. Like hello. What?
Nothing. Nothing. Hey, Lavantholos, why don't you just put some nuts in it too?
The worst thing again, then you ask why did you go nuts? Oh yeah. But no, most of the time when I see people doing something really good stuff, that's actually when they're relaxed and just doing their own shit, doing their own thing in their own environment. That's actually where you see the best results, Pablo. Yeah, you're saying, Nick?
So welcome to my life. Sitting back and making shit.
That's the life. Of
Yeah,
an
I can also
artist.
make shit. I'm guessing you're referring to making 3D models.
I was. Oh.
Yeah, I'll stop. Sorry. I'm not allowed to make fun. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
What did Mishni say this time?
He was talking shit.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I did get the joke, you Quantum, but it's a bit hard to be all over the place, Damn it! I only have 100. I need more. What about if we took this one and sold it to Pikachu?
Pavlov, he must have read it as a sarcastic question, so he gave you a sarcastic answer.
God, that ZBrush. Just bevel.
Did it crash?
Just bevel.
Did it crash?
No,
Did it crash?
Not yet.
I'll crash you.
No crashing. Still no crashing.
So, Nick, have you tried the Eevee renderer yet?
Yeah, you know, I played with it. It's
Very much. How do you like it?
it's awesome. It's gonna be awesome. It's a really good idea. But right now it's it's just an unstable build right now because even though it's got Eevee and maybe Eevee is at a point where it's okay, the actual other things that they're trying with it right now are certainly not.
That's true.
So time will tell. But for the first time ever, we've got some main branch developers all in one area, sitting down and walking in, and getting work done, doing a really good job.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is an awesome time for Blender.
There's no such thing.
Oh, yes, there is.
It's
Oh, yeah,
always
no,
time for Blender.
I've seen it. They make it look easy, but trust me, the guy who made that scene probably had over 1,000 crashes.
Certainly some.
They don't mention that.
Nope.
And why should he?
Yeah.
As long as it works, that's just magic, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
Why
have to
ruin
say,
magic?
Linda can do some really good magic sometimes. Or actually, extraordinary magic.
Yeah, earlier I was kind of testing myself to see if I could get away with. A lot of people make 3D scenes and then they'll bring it into whatever photo editing software they like Photoshop, and then that's where they'll actually, do the post processing. But
Yeah.
Blender's got some really powerful post processing. Even like that pumpkin image that I used for my my profile pic is
Yeah, the
post processed only in Blender. All that extra glare and all those vignettes and stuff like that, all Blender.
There's the compositor, right?
Yes, it is the compositor.
Always notes.
I always did like the rendering in Blender. Not particularly Blender itself, though. Like, I love the cycles renderer, but I hate getting to that part to render. Everything else, like modeling, shit like that. Blender. Because Blender really loves giving me that middle finger for no apparent reason.
I know why.
By the way, Nick, I know it gives me the middle finger because sometimes I save the profile and I think, okay, I'll see if I can't fix it the next day. So I close out of Blender and then I reopen Blender a few minutes later just because I thought I forgot to do something. And guess what? It works perfectly fine as if nothing happened. I didn't do anything special besides close it out and reopen it.
User error.
Yep.
Always user error.
I have to say, there is one thing I like about you, Rick.
You mean Nick? You're
Yeah.
saying Rick.
Yeah,
Rick.
I meant Nick.
Well, yes.
there is one thing I do like about you. You're also good at teasing Quantum, you know? Or make fun of him.
I think everybody loves doing that. I think that's the main reason why people join this channel, just to tease the fuck out of me.
Nope.
It probably doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I tell people that they should join this channel to tease Quantum.
What if that's it?
Welcome,
guess
ladies
I
and
gotta go.
gentlemen. Time to roast your favorite online person.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, night, Krell. Sleep well.
Right.
Good night.
Thanks for the help, man.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Always nice to see you.
Likewise.
Nate.
A pleasure.
Yeah.
You should really try to talk more, though.
Nope. It's actually,
Ooh.
there is a reason for it. Have you have him on one-on-one?
No.
Okay. Let me know when you have. I ain't saying anything bad about Crow. That's not what I'm saying. But he does mention himself that he does like talking much. You know, talk much. I'm like, that's why he don't prefer to, you know, to talk that much, because he's been hurt so much the whole day. So he'd rather listen. If it makes sense.
It's funny because when he enters, everybody else goes quiet.
Yeah.
Every
That's
time.
true.
Another
That's true.
to a maze.
Who's
And then as
this
soon as he leaves,
character we're
everybody
talking
starts
about?
talking again.
It was Krill who just left the voice channel. He's he's a really nice guy. It's nothing there, but he doesn't say that much, and I was a bit puzzled about it in the start, but I found out why. So
He's a lurker. All over the place.
There ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
Meow is a
lurkers.
lurker as well.
Half the people that watch my stream are
Meow
lurkers.
is the second guy from the top of the player list right now. In the Squire 2.
Too busy. Won't look.
It's okay.
Oh, Quantum, have you taken the person? Have you? There's somebody up in the gate.
Yeah, have you done your job, Quantum? My job is to make sure that you do your job, Quantum.
You know, I've let in 5 people today during your fucking stream, so don't give me that shit.
Only 5?
Yeah, that hasn't been all that, there hasn't been that many today. Another person that didn't want to post their profile, portfolio, so they just fucking leave. I was gonna wait a couple minutes and then send them a message, but they didn't want to wait that long, so. Hey Nick, you did get the bot saying post a portfolio, right?
Yeah. I did somewhere.
Yeah, you posted in the lounge. I already let you in because I already saw your shit.
Mm-hmm. Good
Star
shit.
Star
I
Trek
don't
Voyager
think you're
game.
allowed in until I say welcome and then your name.
That could be a
That
problem.
was weird. I let you in,
There we
and
go.
for some odd reason you couldn't access any channel until I said welcome.
We'll throw this in a completely different direction for you.
That it is. That it is.
What do you mean a completely different direction? The V and the X are still going in the same exact direction.
Holy damn.
It looks good for a Halloween thing.
Well, he said.
He must be on.
He said I don't.
He must be
don't
on
like it.
ArtStation.
Who's on ArtStation?
Somebody I want to look up here because, damn it, it looks good.
Oh, Nick, have you seen this guy? Just a second, I have to find your name here.
Who are we talking about?
It was posted in the Blender Discord for inspirational shit. But oh my god, he actually sells his models too. Like the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
collection, like each pick, he sells.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff.
That is fucking great.
Kit bashing. For some of
that
this
takes
stuff
a lot.
here, if you haven't heard the term, it can be called kit bashing. It's using a bunch of different assets as many times as you can, getting a lot of detail out of a scene with few items.
Yep.
That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
No,
Without
it is.
overdoing it, of course. You have to
I-
make sure you don't overdo it.
I used to make.
I got a
kit bashing
yeah, I got a
stuff.
friend who does kit bashing stuff.
Used to do that for fun.
Try looking at that one there. It's a guy on Facebook that's posted it that it's a work in progress since 2014, completely by himself. I'm like, holy damn.
Thought so. It was a Star Trek ship.
It's not only the Star Trek ship, it's ships and models and interior. He's been using a lot of work on that.
Oh yeah. What you doing here in Larvantholos?
Apparently loading up a corrupted file.
Oh.
Is it corrupt?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to my pre having done anything version of this. And apparently the first save was corrupt.
That's not good.
Oh.
No.
You did remember to save, right?
Yeah.
Not that it
I
helps
didn't even
since
have
the first
my.
save was corrupted.
Try turning it off and on again.
Hey, it works with Blender.
Yeah, it does.
That being said, I invested into some decent hardware, so I don't really run into issues like that.
So I'm guessing
I
you're
don't
using
usually
Ryzen, right?
either.
See, I don't run into
No.
like rendering errors or anything like that.
I'm
I
not using Threadripper.
into editing errors.
Okay.
But I have to like first save and then quit out of Blender and then reload it, and then it works perfectly fine. That's the problems I'm having, and that's why I'm going back, like trying to switch to ZBrush as soon as I get up the ability to watch tutorials again. Yeah.
What was it or texture you're using? Larvantholos?
Yes.
What texture was I using for which?
No, not text, font. What font was you using?
For which?
The other one you showed you showed earlier, and I think it was Adobe.
I'd have to go with the one that I was showing you in Max, or the one I was just editing in ZBrush before.
I think that one before we started on this one.
The one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. What kind of texture was that? Like, not text, font.
Let me see. If I grab the font tool, I think I just used the default. So one moment. Yeah, I just used the default, which was Noto Sans.
Nota Sans. Yeah, I have it. Thanks. Just want to make certain, because I might have an idea for you.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying I might have an idea.
Not saying it's good, but it is definitely an idea.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense, right? Hey, it does make you laugh the way I'm saying it. It's like sometimes people are asking, Misny, have you been doing this? Yeah, if I've been doing that? Nope, it wasn't me. It's so easy to explain, you know.
It's interesting.
I
can
am
roll that up in...
painting wrinkles right now. That's fun.
Sure. I actually never did wrinkle. Probably is fun.
How exciting. Let's save this now that I've been doing this for an hour. Before it's all gone.
That's interesting. I can't find that specific font in 3ds Max.
Whoa, hey.
Okay.
close the curtain. I'm getting blinded out here. That's better. Every time I was leaning forward, I was getting an eye full of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I hate when that happens. That's why I moved my desk in a way where I never see the sunshine.
I'm not
Oh,
saying
computer.
I'm not saying it should be like this, right? I'm just saying it was an idea I had.
Which is
Well, you gotta give me ideas at this point, because obviously I don't know what direction you want me to go in for your logo now, so...
Well, the logo you made in the start, that's pretty cool. You know, the black one, that's not the problem. It's more
no,
like
I understand that.
like this here, it's just playing around with.
So you want the kerning
No,
moved in?
I don't. No, I don't want it. I'm just like I'm playing around with it right now, like you are.
Yeah.
That's just an idea.
I wonder if I can adjust the kerning in... oh, I can adjust the kerning. So I'll just use this as an example. Any one of these fonts, I can adjust the kerning all the way around, including, like, as an example, this guy here.
Yeah.
I'll make that a capital I.
The thing I was more, looking for when you were saying this, it's more like the way I'm seeing the curves in some of the letters when you compare it to the logo, the original logo.
Yeah.
And but it's not that easy when you think about that. It has.
Well, it reminds me of old system fonts, but I can't seem to find one that kind of matches that when I went through.
Yeah. It is a bit tricky. Even though the name sounds good, it's actually not that easy to build when it's a logo.
Yeah. Well, when I'm looking at fonts, trying to find one that's similar, I'm looking for that O more than anything else, right? Because that's a very specific shape to it.
Yeah. But one thing I have learned is that don't like the first and best thing you see. You need to see, like you're doing now, you're making different kind of designs and, styles.
Yeah.
So there's something to choose from, and maybe, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to achieve with this here, so I do see it. But it's like, it's not always easy because there is a ton of arts and ideas out there. And making it black, even though it does work, it may not be the most prudent thing to do.
Well, what colors would you like to see in your logos?
It should be a positive color.
So pink?
My computer cannot read pink.
alright. Well, I'm gonna go see.
Nope.
So I'm gonna head off
What?
early.
Why are you leaving us already? You're the moderator here, and you're just leaving us?
I'm gonna install.
You were a moderator, but you gave it up because of a freaking miscommunication thing.
Yeah, I gave it up, because I thought it was a really good reason for it.
I can promote you back again, whether you want to or
Nope.
not. I think that's.
Yep, do it.
I think that's.
Sorry,
the way
I've
to go.
taken the spot. I'm the new moderator.
Yeah,
Self-proclaimed.
Nick is the new moderator. He can take the spot.
Yeah, you want to go mod with power?
Stop me, defeat me in a 3D art challenge.
No problem. I challenge you to spiral topology.
All right.
But I have to
Oh.
say one thing, Nick. I found more help in this channel here than I have in any of the other Blender channels.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna post
are
what
nice.
I've done in this
All
call.
but the guy who actually owns this place. Try not to get on his bad side. Whatever you do not post in the inferno.
Okay.
Oh.
I wonder if that to reload.
But no, seriously, Cashew is pretty good though.
Yeah.
He just has off days.
All the time.
That's the same thing with Larvantholos.
I only
Oh,
have
I forgot he's here.
on days.
You're a complete dick about it. No, it's Blender, correct? Nick?
What do you? Oh, this is Substance Painter. This is industry standard now.
Oh,
So
he's
you
probably asking how you modeled it. Did you
Substance
do it in
Painter.
Blender?
I have no idea what that
Yes.
is.
The model was made in Blender.
I'm gonna reload Max. It's gonna take about 15 minutes. Takes a long time to load.
That's one thing I really hate about 3D Studio Max. It takes like forever to load, but when you're in there, it works. That's fun. That's something I would get 3ds Max credit for. But compared with Blender, I click Blender, pops up, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
Why are the eyebrows so thick though?
There are no eyebrows yet.
It's got like these big, like meaty, you know.
Yeah, I'll show you. Check this out. Let's see if I can find it.
Who left? Oh, that was Quantum. Didn't say we'll see you later. We'll catch you later. Let's go to
Oh, that's
bed.
what I needed to use. There's a text plus thing. That gives me all the other fonts. Okay.
There's our concept by Mr. Pablo Parisi.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, very, very angry expression
For what? Why?
for cause
Just because.
yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Get
Just
better.
because.
Have fun.
I thought it was only women that was allowed to say that.
No.
Yeah, I've heard the 25 rules of women, right? Yeah, the women have to follow.
I don't think those exist.
Nope, they don't.
I found the other text thing now.
Oh,
But I don't know if it's updating in real time or if I have to like manually update it. Let's see.
oh, there was one thing I did by mistake, by the way.
Yeah.
Try remove the R and then add in just what's it called, under the what's it called, minus, yeah, and combine them. Nah, I'll make it here, one sec. Much easier. Here we go. That one and that one. May not look good, but hey, it was just an idea.
Oh yeah.
Just remove the A and then add it in just a minus to put in together with the V and the N.
Meh.
No, what I'm having problems with this now is it's not updating. It's not updating to the next text when I switch it.
If you only focus on the problem, you might miss this easy solution. And then you see a cat boxed in. The only thing the cat can do is actually jump out, but he doesn't do it. He waits for the port to be open. The door to be open, right?
There we go. See, now I gotta go through all of my fonts again because I've got this update. I didn't realize I had this other text option in Max.
Yeah, I'm just trying to some ideas there, Paolo. I was like, I'm just playing around with it because it's really hard when you combine Vivanox with the design Blizzard has. I don't want it to look like Blizzard. I want it like to be just as rough. That's what I was actually aiming for. You know, it has its rough edges, but also its rough design. And with working with the name Vivanox, it's actually a bit tricky. Though I did figure out that the V and the X were very important to be taller than the other. The first V and the X need to be taller in the name. Or that was just what I assumed.
Well, I'm going through all of my advanced system fonts now with this advanced text thing here, so we'll see if we can find the right font. Because the other one didn't have all the system fonts in it, this one does.
That reminds me, didn't you post a logo earlier in the stream text about the original logo of Vivanox? Or was it just me?
I posted a logo, not maybe the logo.
I can't recall.
This one's not bad. Not quite the same though. Are you fading on me?
Nope. I'm still up. I'm still awake. I'm trying to use some small pins right now to keep my eyes open. Small sticks.
Use duct tape, it's more effective in
Yeah, but I always miss. I always, you know, I lose my eyebrows each time.
No, you don't need those. Makes you more aerodynamic.
And super glue, they're not happy when I do that at the hospital. So.
Wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Hear all that chair squeaking.
No, it's not the chair, it's the headset. It was the plastic in the headset because I was scratching my ear.
Oh. Hey, what about this?
It's a different approach.
different good or different bad because I can edit this a fair bit.
Well, we still have the original black one, the first one you made, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're gonna need some extra time. You know, it's not that I don't appreciate you try to make a different one, but I'm like, it needs to be something out of the box, if it makes sense.
Yeah, but it can only be out of the box if you have an idea of where you want to go. If you don't have an idea where you want to go, then it's just me throwing out ideas and hitting the wall kind of a thing.
I agree. But it's more like the texture you're using now. I don't know what that one's called, but it was actually okay. But it's like, is it too much? Is it too little? You know, if it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you there. Like, I could go back to that and try to tweak that down more. I just didn't think it was getting anywhere.
I actually think it was a bit thicker, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
Why? Does that say my last recent file was a crate? I'd be really sad if I didn't save any of that today. Like I thought.
You did remember to save. You said that yourself.
I know, but it's saying
Unless you have bad sector on your hard drive.
I was starting to wonder. I was having some weird problems. Yeah, I did not save at all.
You're kidding me, right?
Nope. Yep. Well, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, I've got all the files, the renders that I saved, it's just not the actual file.
So we don't have it in original?
I have the original file, which is not the FBX files. I have
that's the one
this.
that's missing.
I just don't have any of the layers saved. I thought I did.
You're kidding.
Nope. Wouldn't be too difficult to get that back in that state. I'm just like,
May I suggest something this time then, Larvantholos?
No suggestions.
Okay.
We don't want to save anything. I don't want to have that problem where, I then don't save it, so. Vivinox Black. Change my environment to Studio 3. Actually, I think Studio 2.
Oh.
Get the right level of contrast. There. Done. Just like that.
Yeah.
Let's save this now.
Wonder why.
Oh goodness, I haven't made a rookie mistake like that in a while.
No, we all make mistakes sometimes, so no worries.
Orthographic. That's what we were going to do, orthographic. See, I wish I could find this exact font and then I could adjust the kerning. I could probably do it a little bit by hand in the 3ds Max file, which I probably should just do. Reset. See if we want to move.
I
thing.
definitely need to get my hands in Substance Painter.
That's a great program. Maybe we'll just move all these happy little letters closer together.
All right. Nice talking with you, lads.
Yeah, you too, mate. Hope
You
meeting
as
you again
well.
soon.
Yes.
Well, there's only us three left: Paolo, Larvantholos, and me.
So you wanted to try and pile all the text together, eh?
Yeah, for the second one. Just for trying out something, who knows. But yeah. Hmm?
Look, we could do this. It's not confusing at all.
Only with the first three letters.
What we could
I'm more
also,
like-
I could also do with this is I could actually just take this guy here, like you wanted to do. Pop that into 180. Oops. Shrink it down. Let's pretend that guy doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
This goes out just a little bit. And then we can take this O here, which I'm going to have to fix because it has some other problems, but we'll take it for now.
But it's more like you and I are reading the I, but who else is?
Well, it'll make sense once I put this little dot over top of it. Right? Now it's an I.
Yeah. That's true.
You gotta
That's
do
true.
even if it makes sense without it to certain people. It's for general visual clarity. You gotta do something like this. I think I'm gonna move that other V out just a little bit. And so, what you wanted to have originally, you wanted to have this taller, right? Same thing over here. Just kill this eye. File, save as. Alt. So as an alternate to just having the V trail and the X trail, we could also. My cat's begging for attention. Yes, Walter. I
You
see
know that with where the O is, right?
Yeah.
If you took the in the middle of the O on the right side, just in the middle of it on the right side, and took the middle point there and pushed it all the way over to the X, to the X's left side.
Sorry, you want me to take
So
the middle
it's
of
just
it
an idea.
and do something like that? Like I can make that read a little bit better than that, but like basically like this. I'd almost say you'd be better off doing something like this.
No, only the middle point. Only the middle point. Not the whole section. Only the mid section. And I want to move that over to at the beginning of the X left side.
Give me a sec, I have to make a middle section. That's a problem, part of the problem I'm having here. Let me just isolate this.
Well, then you're gonna need some extra vertices.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna
How many is that in?
I'm gonna weld this guy first because I had a problem in ZBrush, and I think I just found it. And we're gonna connect this, and we'll just take just the middle part there. We'll end my isolate. Pop that back in the front view. Oops. And drag that kind of, so you want that to kind of like pop into there.
What? Yeah.
Obviously it's a little bit grumpy. I'd have to adjust the geometry more.
Yeah. But I was more like, you know, it was taking up more space at some point, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like that idea. I'm just like, just want to see it, how it would look like.
I'm just gonna try to make it look as nice as possible.
I was also more thinking like doing like that is also make it more understandable by it's strange with the eye on the other side, you know.
Yeah. I almost think we could do that. We would just have to, you'd almost want to, with the X here, if I take those guys and I level that at the bottom, oops, and I level that at the top, what I can do then is I can then go back to the O here, and I can take this, I can turn on snapping, which reminds me, 2 vert points, this is something I definitely miss in ZBrush.
Snap to versi?
Yeah. Because now I've got something like this.
Otherwise you shouldn't, yeah. Although, yeah. You could have just tried without snapping it in, just have it a little space between the O and the X.
Yeah.
You could do that, see how it looks like also, because as I'm seeing it now, it's more like, I know it's an O, but does it look like an O?
Could do something like that though. And what I'll do, if we want to preview what it'll actually look like, I'll just isolate this. Maybe connect 2 of these guys. Apparently I didn't.
Hey, the law of 34 is here. Just noticed it now, maybe it was here earlier, but hi.
Was in there before. And he is gone.
Okay.
Yeah. slide those to the end. Connect that. Connect that. Ring that. Connect that. Ring that. Connect that. And isolate. Turbo smooth. We'd probably end up something more like this when we turbo smooth, so I'd have to go back to edit poly. I'd have to support these edges here. Bring that, connect one. Slide that there. Move that. Pop that there. Show end result. We'd end up with something a little more like this.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's what you're looking for. I could, though, take it a little bit further.
When you compare it with the original and you're seeing it here, what's your opinion?
The original logo versus this?
Yeah.
I like this better. Other than this O thing, I don't know if it is the right way to go.
Yeah, that's the one that's a bit. I'm also like having a question through. But what about the eye? You think that's better too?
I like the eye. I do.
Okay.
I like that. It was a good idea. And you know, it looks really clear. I like that we've adjusted the these guys a little bit.
Hmm. Well, I was thinking if it was necessary to get the eye up, make it a bit taller, so it's on the same height as the others, or if that's a bit too much.
I think you're gonna lose the visual sensibility of it if we make it like,
Yeah, probably right.
like this would be it at a taller height, and then we'd bring that up and start getting lost like that. I think anyway. That's your call to make. How do you feel about this?
It's gonna take some getting used to, even though it's my idea. It's more like I'm used to seeing all the middle letters being on the same size. That's the only thing I'm actually seeing like right now. They're not because of the eye, but.
Well, you know what I can do, right? I can grab all of these, even if I wanted to. Let's ignore the O for now, though. And we can shrink them down.
I think about putting them in the same height then as the eye.
Yeah, I think that is more
Might
interesting.
do the trick, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more interesting. And then with the V here, because so maybe what I'll do is I'll actually shrink that just a little bit. This guy here is kind of fucked. So what I may have to do is, because I can't just undo it back to the state it was at. Yay, thank you for that, 3ds Max. And let's go over.
No, Krill, he was actually, when he was online earlier, he was asking on how the live stream went.
Oh,
He seemed a bit amazed at even, Meow and you were talking about, like, also how many people there was here. That was actually quite nice.
Yes, it was.
And he was like, okay.
God, I had the stupid bit O right here. Haha. Just delete that guy. See, that looks pretty nice visually, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. Because I have to say that as you saw it before, just standing alone as a a straight line,
Yeah.
it was bugging me a lot.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually fix this X. Cleaner? No, it's not gonna work.
So we're not having any tails on that one, right?
Yeah.
We are?
Well, we might. Let's.
okay.
Let's. I gotta fix this disjointed X first, though, before we can do that. It's not.
No, I'm just curious
it's not
about it.
an
I'm not saying it's neat.
Yeah. I should be able to do local on this. Gimbal, maybe? You know, it's the one thing I miss about ZBrush has it right. Being able to reorientate your friggin' gimbal makes a lot of sense. Working pivot. Doesn't matter what I'm gonna do there, it's gonna look like fucking shit. However, you're gonna fix this in a way that is good. Because it is planar. I wonder if I might just have to eyeball it. That's out. Alright, that's not terrible. So we could do with the tails or without the tails in this case. Let us, instead of me just doing I'll pop a box into the scene. Yes, that worked out well. But okay, that's just fine. I forget I don't have all my Wacom keys set up for this right now. My cat's hungry. Alright. So, start by fixing this O. The lowest part of this is actually the X, because we originally designed the X to sit lower than the rest of this. Hey! No. You just chill out, cat. That's something Walter's definitely not good at, just chilling out. It just clawed at me again. Come on. I may have to actually get up and do some discipline with this cat. Chill out. If you want attention, I will give you attention. Don't claw the chairs. Hmm? That was random. So I might do this. So I'll throw an edit poly modifier on top of it. Grab these. I keep forgetting in 3ds Max the duplicate shortcut.
Hmm?
The duplicate shortcut in 3ds Max is different than the duplicate object, and like I'm trying to control drag something from ZBrush to duplicate an
Yeah.
object, and it's shift drag in 3ds Max, and it just keeps throwing me off.
Actually, if the first V got lowered a little bit, I'm guessing that's your plan at some point.
I'm trying to
Okay. No, I keep quiet.
evaluate
I keep
the
quiet.
level. No, you can absolutely talk about whatever. But I think what I'll do is I'll do kind of what I did with the X there, and I'll level this out instead.
Mm.
I can bring it down. So we look at, because we don't want this bar to go any further. I would pull that over just a little tiny bit.
No problem, Carlo. See ya. But no, overall, I actually think it went rather well. You know, here today with all the things. So I'm looking forward to see when the next one's gonna happen. So my idea was actually, since it's just us now, Belava, that if there isn't anybody, you know, with an idea for next time, I would like to hire you for the next live stream.
Okay.
You know, we're making something new. Because if you like doing it and you see the idea, then why not try to take advantage of it in a good way, right?
Yeah. reads well. Big to small, actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna adjust this. Adjust this over just a little bit now that I've adjusted that letter V.
Mm.
Yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah, there we go. Still got little stuff to do, but even big to small, like that's the whole point of like looking at it's a really tiny little silhouette
Yeah.
and seeing what details catch your eye that are off, and that is looking really good. So I've saved it. Don't want to do that. Yeah, just a little bit, I think is the way to go there. Try to match the angles a little bit. See, that's a little thinner than the other one. I think something snapped in a weird way, so I might have to fix that. Yeah. I tried to snap this on the bottom here. It snapped over. It snapped the right way, so we'll just fix that now. Oh, that fucking rubber band. I thought I turned you off. Turn you off now. Display rubber band. Fuck, I wish they'd fix that stupid error. And what I'm going to do with this X here is I'm going to create a line. Disconnect. I'll change my view to local. What that'll allow me to do is effectively snap these two vertices in line.
Mm.
See, one's already in line. Which makes me a little bit concerned about for how straight that is, so I have to fix all the faces. Planar. Make planar. Make planar. This is how you fix when you make that kind of a mistake. We make sure all the faces are planar. And then I can snap it all back in afterwards. I have to do the same thing for the above one since I duplicated it from there. Fine, put me in perspective then. That's snapping it You're only supposed to snap. Change this to view. That's the problem. This is too thick too. Fix that. Snap this guy first. It's gonna do the same thing. And then what I'll do is I'll isolate my selection. And match the thickness. That's what I used to do all the time. And then boom. It's the correct thickness. Just like that. Then all I've got to do, turn off snapping, is I'll delete the top one here. I'll just duplicate this object. And I'll just snap this to the top and then I'll shrink it. Do the same thing, I'll create when we don't do it, I can still snap it. Like so. There we go. Alright. Take this guy here. There. Alright, that's all approximately in line. I wonder. Yeah, not as effectively. That's fine. It's the only one I have concerns about is this guy right here. Why is edge faces disabled? Come on, freaking. That's weird. Wonderful. So I think this is a lot more interesting base for a pretty good
I agree.
pretty good logo.
Yeah.
Even if we did it in flat black, it still would read better.
Yeah. But with the flat black you showed with that one, you also could give it a bit rough design and look. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll still make it have a good high contrast. I think that's important. Yeah, I think I'm reasonably satisfied with that. I can jump on. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to export what's visible back into ZBrush and start that other part of the workflow again. I guess we'll select as ZBrush likes to go, or as Max likes to go. We'll select all those. Export selected. Export to. Alright, I really want to do a new scene with this. ZBrush is a little bit grumpy about doing that, so I'm going to actually just close it. Pop it open with a new scene. Let's see where we can take this version. You know what they say, right? First you don't succeed, try again.
Oh yeah. I do like the point then, the tail of the V, it's actually ending at the start of the O. I actually like that little detail. It's like giving it a little air to breathe at some point.
Like there's a little bit of life in your logo.
Not live, but it's more like there is a little space between. That's more what I like, even though
Yeah.
it's not getting all the. But it's also like you and I were thinking, like we've been talking about new thinking, new ideas out of the box. It's not always that simple, but sometimes we can be lucky.
Alright. There we go. Oh my friggin' controller went asleep on me. Drop the floor, it just throws me off in here. Alright, I am going to work on joining these pieces together correctly. Go right to the top. You two get easy. Before I do any work on this, I'm going to save this. This logo. You know what? Let's go Alt 1. Yeah, we're going to merge merge these two guys down. That was not how I expected that to go. Split mast. Let's try this again. There we go. Take perspective off so it's not throwing me off here. So that's pretty close, eh? I think rather than trying to just merge these, what I'm going to do, just extrude this. And try to match up the general shape of this. And we're going to delete hidden and get rid of that. So now that's one piece for the sake of editing, which I think will work out fairly well. And that geometry. Geometry is nice now. Which I always try to do. Maybe I should give that really gigantic curve. I don't think so. I'm kidding. Know if that's appropriate with this logo. I feel like that makes more sense. So leave that. Now we'll work on the X and this thing here. Same deal, gonna extrude this. But I think this time, rather than just attaching that piece, I'll delete it afterwards. it's not going to move quite as nicely, so I'm going to leave that as is. Yeah, we'll delete that guy. Make our X work. So it's funny to see the X blow out the way it does.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I still getting a little? Dirt. That up. Now, see if it continues to bother me as the composition comes together. That's 3. That's 3. Scoop over just a little bit. That's imported the same goddamn errors last time. That's annoying. Well, it became a real pain to fix last time. I'm going to try to geometry points and see if that does it. No, that didn't do it. That did it. Awesome. Okay, I'll just have to fix the other one too.
So you gave it a little bit curves on the C, on the circle, on the O. Just a little bit, I see.
Yeah.
Or is it a little detail? Yeah.
What do you think of that, or should I straighten it?
I'm a bit uncertain if what looks best with the, you know, the pointy tails or without the pointy tails. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Otherwise, not. It's actually starting to look better. It'll look good.
You mean the points at the top and the bottom?
Yeah.
You think I should do them flat? Like if I took that.
Hmm.
Like that, you mean? I think what's bugging me.
No. Just put it back to the X and then try to sharpen it at the end.
Oh, you mean?
Or make it more pointy.
So if I took it. If I took it and I collapsed it down, like kind of like in the classic logo.
Yeah. Because I like the way it does that, but I'm like, I just can't figure out if it's needed on that one or if it is.
Actually, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad.
It's only one thing I don't like, and I'm gonna fix it right now. It's gonna make that whole thing wonky, though, isn't it?
Is it too much to ask for that you make two versions of that one? One with where we have the eye like that, and the one with where it's a normal eye. Is that too much to ask for, mate?
No.
It's more like when we are at that point, it's just want to be on the safe side, because right now some of the team I just took a screenshot. They can't see the eye in that section. I'm like, hey, it's the eye. They say, oh, it is. It was like, okay, we thought it was like a V or an A without anything. I'm like, okay. So it was just suggested right now. So that's why I'm asking if it was too much to ask for.
No, not
I
at
do
all.
like the one we have here, but yeah.
There we go. That looks way the heck better.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, so you want, just so I'm clear, you want one with this V here and one with the regular I in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without just yeah, we're using, yeah, what do you normally call that? Big letters, right? Or what's it called?
Yeah. Capital letters.
Yeah, capital letters. That was right. Yeah, sorry.
There we go. This is starting to look awesome. The only thing that's bugging me
Because
now,
I do really like it as it is. You know, of course we're missing out the rest of it afterwards, right? But
yeah.
it looks good. It's actually looking better than it did before. So
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll screen grab this, right? So I'll grab document and export this as a PNG file. I guess I could export it as a PSD file, but just to get it to you easily, I'll export it as a version V. And then
but I'm looking forward to use those also in, you know, in the 3D yeah, the 3D intro we have, because it looks good 3D.
Yeah. All I'll do is I'll duplicate this and I'll just make a cube, which I'll put in as an eye. Real easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just expanding it on the what's the y-axis? Is that the z-axis you should do using there? Or you're just
I
scaling
don't
it?
know, one of those. Just a little bit more. Figure out what the right fit is. I'll use this A as a base. Wife! Nice! I think about you. Yep. Thank you. See, that was a pretty easy replacement, eh?
Yeah, I know. I noticed. I was like, it's pretty simple and easy, but since they're asking, I'm like, well, then we just have to have those two. Then you and I just need to figure out what the price is going to be for that. But yeah, the VX is still the same when it's going to be made in the short version. So
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward, and I'll probably
yeah,
do that shortly here too, actually. So, Equinox.
remember to
version.
save.
All I've done
Sorry.
is hide the other one too, so it's not like I'm making a huge difference there.
No, okay.
And then what I can do is I can actually grab the V and the X here. What I'll do is I'll duplicate that, throw it to the bottom, grab the V, duplicate that, throw it to the bottom, hide everything except for these two, and I'm just going to grab your logo as a reference.
I'll just go outside for have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
Actually, in you know, inside the radius again so people can hear it. You know, the wireless radius.
Yeah.
Kom så.
Probably tweak that a little bit. I'll leave that where it
Size
is
on.
tonight. All right, I think I'm at my limit for today.
Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. Whoops.
I'm gonna send you these.
They're the PNGs.
Hmm?
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
PNGs for now.
kill this in a minute. I'm just gonna grab your copies here, set them off to you, and then I'm gonna disappear for a night. But I will work on the substance part of this just to light it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
See what we can do there.
No problem. I hope you feel it's been a good day, you know, and you've been fair treated.
I do, and you know, I appreciate you know, obviously I appreciate getting paid a lot, but I also appreciate your feedback
Yeah.
with all of this, you know, and I hope you feel like you also got your money's worth.
Actually, at this time I did, because some people are just, you know, have that nasty knack at just doing some things and not even listening what you're trying to ask for, right? So I do get it here. No debate, no discussion there.
All right, where's my other grabs? Did I not export those ones? I thought I did.
And that's transparent, right?
Yeah. Well, it's white background, but it's like it's PNG. It should have a transparent layer.
I'll take a look at it.
It's under new stuff. Nice.
Open link. Save as PNG. Let's have a look. See at it.
There's our other ones coming up at you. I'll work on these VX a little bit more. Just not tonight. I'm at my capacity. I've been on here.
It's not transparent when I open it up, at least. So we may need to save it as a transparent.
It'll have an alpha layer because it's a PNG. Let me show you. If I open it up in Photoshop as an example.
Yeah, you're using Photoshop on that one.
Yeah, well, that's just an example. Let's Photoshop and grab that layer.
Yeah, I'll need to see if I can find that layer here.
I'm just gonna pop it in here. Oh, it did not. I wonder if I have to save it as a PSD to do that, and then save it as a PNG. Let's find out.
Normally, I just remove the background and choose transparent. You know, change the white background to transparent. I don't know in ZBrush, but I know in I don't know how to do it in ZBrush actually.
Yeah, ZBrush. What ZBrush does when you render it, what it does is it generates a mask layer that you can apply to remove the background, which is not quite the same thing. So, but I'm gonna see if I save it as a PSD. Test. Yeah, neither one. So what I would do to get the back, see, I don't know if you can do it in GIMP. You should be able to remove the white background from it fairly easily.
That I can. I can remove fairly easily, so that's not the problem.
Yeah.
I can do that and shape it back to you if you want to.
No, because what I'm gonna do when I actually render it out in the other programs is I'll get you the ones without the background attached to them. when I do that, and I'm going to give you the higher version of these and all the files associated with this.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Just
yeah.
as long as we're sure about that. But you're not asking for anything extra because I'm like,
Nope.
you've been working this all day.
Well, you know what? But I mean, it took us all day to get to this design, right? So that's okay. I'm fine with that. That first one I figured was probably not gonna succeed. So, second try, I think we've come up with a really good variation of your existing logo.
That we
Reads
did.
really
That we
well.
did. Yeah.
Which is
does.
super important.
It is. It is.
All right, so
Well, let's look at it later when you have gotten the time for it. Then just PM me or something like that. If you see me online, then
I
just
will.
throw me a PM.
I'm not going to be a stranger. So
Yeah. No
I'm
worries.
gonna take a break, and who knows? I might even be back on tonight. We'll see. But I need a break for now to do that. So
you don't hear me.